Good day everyone. My name is Taton, a BS Ed major in English. Today, I will be having a teaching demonstration for English 9. Alright. Good morning, class. May I request Jeanette to lead us in prayer? Amen. So once again, good morning. How are you doing today? Oh, that's great that you're doing well today. Now, let me check your attendance. Very good. Perfect attendance. So who can give me a recap of our topic last meeting? Okay, Miss Kavita? Okay, you're right. It's about the elements of poetry. So what are those elements, Mr. Vaxi? Excellent. So theme, stanza, rhyme, imagery, and symbolism. So it's nice to hear that because I know that you understand our topic last meeting. So before we proceed, let us just identify our objectives for today. So at the end of the 1 hour, students should be able to recognize the positive sign such as words or phrases in the poem. Number 2, analyze the poem through unlocking of difficulties and discussion. And for the last objective is relate the message of the poem in their different life experiences. So are you excited for today, class? Okay, let's have an activity first. Alright, so he will be grouped into 4 groups. So you may now start your counting, 1 up to 4. Okay. So I will be giving you 3 minutes to answer our activity on the board. Okay? You are going to choose here from the words and then you are going to arrange it. Is it clear, class? Okay. Time's up. Let's answer our activity. Number 1, it means misfortune or bad luck. Yes, group 1. All right. You're right. It's disaster. And number 2, in other words, they are your enemies or opponents. Group 3. Okay, it is fools. Number 3, it means stack or bundle. Yes, group 2. You're right, it's here. Number 4, they are called pretenders or fakes. Group 4. Okay, it is imposter. And number 5, they are also called the playing cards. Group 1. Okay, it is knaves. And number 6, it means strength. Yes, group 2. Okay, it is sinew. Okay, right. And for number 7, this means to bow or to bend. Yes, you're right, group 3. It is stoop. And for number 8, it is a trick or set up or deception. Yes, group 3. Yes, it is a trap. And for number 9, is this calls for good quality or morally good? It's virtue. You're right, group 4. And for the last, in other words, these are your achievements or accomplishments or success. It is triumph. So, good job, group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. So, did you enjoy your activity class? Okay, let's proceed to our grammar game. So, before our game, I will be giving you a slip of paper and you have to come up with many alternatives as you can think of using second conditional. So, the group to come up with the most number of alternatives wins. Okay? Please get a piece of paper. So, each group will be given a slip of paper and you have to come up with many alternatives as you can think of using second conditional. Each alternatives will be given a corresponding point and the group to come up with the most number of alternatives wins. Okay, before that, our game, I will give you the definition of the second conditional. So a second conditional is used to talk about the things which are unreal, not true or possible. So in the present or the future, things which don't or won't happen. For example, if I were you, I would drive more carefully in the rain. I am you is unreal. So I will be giving you another 3 minutes to answer this one by group. Okay? Group 1 and Group 2, you may now exchange your papers to Group 3 and 4. Okay. So, you will check the paper. So, if the paper has most number of alternatives, wins the game. So, who can get the most number of alternatives? Yes, okay. Group 3 wins our game. So, today you will hear a poem written by Rudyard Kipling, If. But before that, let's take a look of the short biography of Mr. Rudyard Kipling. So, this is Mr. Rudyard Kipling, and he was a prolific writer and a journalist. He remains the youngest and the first British to win the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1907. So, Mr. Rudyard Kipling was born on December 30, 1865. He was an English journalist, a short story writer, poet, and a novelist. He was born in India, which inspired much of his work. So, did you know, class, that Mr. Rudyard Kipling, when he was 5 years old, he was taken to England, and there he felt confusion, he felt abandoned. So let's take a look of his poem, If. If is a poem by English Nobel laureate Rudyard Kipling, written around 1895 as a tribute to Leander Starr Jameson. It is a literary example of Victorian era Stoicism. So the upper lip or the stiff upper lip self-discipline is a person who can hold their emotions, their feelings. And the poem first published in Rewards and Fairies, Brother Square Toes, is written in the form of paternal advice to the poet's sons, John. So, now we will discuss the most famous poems in the world written by Rudyard Kipling, entitled If. So, are you familiar with this poem? Okay, so we are going to work on a poem in which the poet is giving a very important advice or pieces of advice to his son. So kindly think of any good advice you have recently received from someone. Who wants to share? Yes, Mr. Junel. Okay, that's an example of an advice. So I will read a point first, and afterwards you will read it by group. Understood? Okay. So this is the poem entitled If by Rudyard Kipling. So I will going to read the first poem, then afterwards you will read it by group. If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired of waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by names to make it trap for fools, or watch things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them with worn-out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings, and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew, and so hold on when there is nothing in you, except the will which says to them, hold on. When you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither fools nor laughing friends can hurt you, if you can feel the unforgiving minute, with 60 seconds worth of distance run. Yours is the earth and everything that's surrounding it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. So, I will be giving the time to each group to read every stanza. Okay, group 1, can you read it? Okay. Next, group 2. Okay, 3. And group 4. So do you like this poem? Alright, so what is your favorite line? What lines really moved you? So why do you think the reason why the author wrote this poem? Yes, very good. So have you ever been in a situation that challenged you to be a good person? How did you handle it? Yes? Okay. So, how important is the poem's message in your life? Alright, so thank you everyone for sharing. The speaker of this poem loves the word if. He uses it how many times? Yes, 13 times. And Rudyard Kipling's poem if lists a set of conditions for the speaker's son to follow in order to become an ideal man. So the speaker advises his son about how to perceive the world and life's challenges so that he can both learn from his experiences and resolutely overcome barriers. So, for our first stanza, we can see here that the speaker advises his son to cultivate keeping cool or keeping chill when others around him are losing it. He also advises his son not to repay low behavior with low behavior. In other words, to use current parlance, when others go low, you should go high. He advises sprezzatura too. When he states his son should make this all look natural and effortless. So, in the second stanza, the speaker turns to advising his son to develop self-control as well as an ability to hear the truth and avoid flattery and have grace under pressure. So no matter what happens, his son should respond it with a cool and equanimity, treating triumph and disaster with the same ease. If his life's work is broken, he should simply quietly and graciously pick up the pieces and rebuild it, as if it is costing him no effort. So, in the third stanza, the speaker tells his son he needs to develop nerve as well as grace under pressure. So he describes this as follows. Here, if you can make one hit of all the readings, and so on and so forth. So, but the important thing is to keep chill no matter what happens. Never complain or show your pain. Always maintain the stiff upper lip. Okay? In the final stanza, the speaker tells his son he should treat all people, whether kings or commoners. He should stay aloof, never getting too close to anyone, so that neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you. So at this point, if he can do all of this, his son will be a man. So, the point is a father defining for his son the qualities of a good man. He is setting the parameters or the boundaries for his son and giving him a goal to achieve. So the point deals with life's challenges and how to deal them. Good job, class. It seems that you understand our topic for today. So for the last time, for me to further assist your knowledge, let's have another activity. Okay, kindly get one piece of paper and answer our evaluation or answer our last activity here. Okay, fill in the blanks with the correct part of the stanza that corresponds to the positive sign statement. Okay, you'll be given 3 minutes to answer this one. Time starts now. All right. Kindly pass your paper to the center aisle. And for your assignment, write your own poem giving advice to someone who means a lot to you. Your poem will compose of 2 stanzas with 8 lines within. Be sure to have a positive sign in every line of the poem. Put it in a 1 whole pad paper. So, thank you so much for your cooperation. Are we all clear, class? Do you have any question? Okay, if none, we will have our closing prayer. Mr. Alco, can you lead us in prayer? Amen. So that would be all for today, class, and have a great day. See you next meeting.